Hey everyone, I have a book review for you today, and that is I Hope You Get This Message by Farah Naz Rishi. Okay, so this was in last month's Owl Crate for Dawn of a New World. So I themed my November TBR around sci-fi books. So I read this one. I'm going to be reading Crier's War, which was also included in last month's Owl Crate, my Doctor Who novel up there that has 2 stories in it, and then I'm also reading the first 4 of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that I have in a Barnes & Noble bind-up, a lot like my Doctor Who book. So yeah, that is my TBR, and now we're gonna get on to the book review. So I Hope You Get This Message is about how planet Earth receives a message from aliens saying that we have 7 days before they either invade us or they kill us all. So that's kind of where the book starts. So as per usual, we're going to talk about characters. Now, I'm only going to focus on the main 3, and that is Kate, Jessie, and Adeem. Kate's mother has schizophrenia, and when all this end of the world shit is going down, her mother gives her a letter and is like, hey, your dad didn't know I was pregnant with you, so I need you to go find him. Like, I need you to find him and let him know that you exist, basically. Jessie lives in Roswell, New Mexico, home of aliens, of course, as we all know. And he's gay, and he has issues with opening up to people because of his past and like what's happened. And Adeem is searching for his sister, who came out to their parents and then promptly left and cut them out of her life. So that's basically, these 3 are going on a quest to do whatever they need to before the end of the world. So that's basically who the characters are. They're pretty forgettable, to be honest. I guarantee that, like, if you ask me in a couple months, like, anything about these characters, I'm not gonna be able to remember anything. I didn't feel like they were that fleshed out. They were kind of boring. I was like, okay, whatever, I don't really care. The only reason I kept reading because I was interested in what happened at the end. So that's the only thing that got me through this book. Now, plot. As I said, it's these 3 teenagers doing what they have to do, going on quests, going on personal quests, internal quests, because it's the end of the world and they may not get another chance to. So it's basically a end of the world novel in that Kate and Adeem are trying to get to Roswell because Kate found out that her dad is supposedly in Roswell, and Adeem heard a radio message from his sister that came from Roswell, New Mexico. So that's how those 2 get to New Mexico. I was interested when it first started. I was like, okay, so we have these 3 characters and they're in 3 different parts of the US, all over on the West Coast. So I was like, okay, so Jessie is in Roswell, New Mexico. Adeem is in Reno, California, and Kate starts out in San Francisco, California. So I'm like, okay, obviously these 3 characters are gonna meet sometime in the book. 2 of them are in California, 1 of them is in New Mexico. How are we gonna get Kate and Adeem to Roswell? And by reading, you find out how, and I was like, okay, I see where we're going now. I'm on board. But like I said, it's like an end of the world novel, so it's like in any end of the world movie, there's like riots and people breaking into stores and stealing supplies and like killing and committing suicide because the world's ending. And so I was interested in that part. I was more, like I said, I was more interested in the plot than the characters. So with that, we're gonna move on to romance/chemistry, of which there was none. I'm not saying that I need to have romance in my novels in order to be interested in them. There's a couple of things that I've read that don't focus on romance that I love. Like, I don't need romance in a book to like a book, but I feel like it's a big thing in contemporaries. So I was expecting more lovey stuff. I mean, it's implied that Kate and Nadim have like some type of chemistry, but like they never kiss, they never do anything that implies that they're going to be more than just friends. Jesse and this guy Corbin have a kind of sort of relationship. Again, there's no kiss or anything, but yeah, there just really wasn't anything. And then we have to talk about that ending. If you've not read this and you don't want to be spoiled, leave now. If you don't care if you're about this book and you're not going to read it anyway, then go ahead and stay. If you want to be spoiled, I don't care. That's your business. Nothing happens. Like, literally, we are like down to the wire, down to the hour, and the book just ends. Like, Corbin's little sister Mari, who has cancer and is in the hospital, looks out the window and there's like a light coming above the horizon. She's like, look! And then it just ends. And I was like, excuse me, what? I mean, I kind of saw something like this coming, considering it was blurbed by Adam Silvera, who also wrote They Both Die at the End, which, again, that book just kind of ends and you don't really know what happens in the end. I am somebody who doesn't like open-ended endings, like open endings. I hate them. There's only a couple in which I like the ending. Being like Inception, where you don't know if he's actually in a dream or if he's awake. I'm okay with that. I like the ambiguous nature of that ending. And also American Psycho, the movie. I haven't read the book. I have it, but I haven't read it. Whereas at the end, you don't know if Patrick Bateman actually killed this guy or if he just hallucinated the whole thing. I'm okay with those endings because I like the open ending that you can interpret. But when it comes to books, I like to have all my endings wrapped up in a nice, tiny little package with a bow. I'm just like that. I know some readers aren't like that, but I am. So if you like your endings tied up in a pretty little bow, this book is not for you. Just trust me on this. So that's all I have to say about I hope you get this message. Yeah. So I will see you guys later. Bye.